My fucking man. How you doing, buddy?
Hold on. Hey.
What's going on?
A podcast in the middle of the fucking kitchen.
I'm doing it now. I'm doing this right now.
Don't tell me what to
You know
say. God damn it! I'm making all this food and I can't watch anything.
You can suffer without a television. You can suffer.
Headphones.
You can.
This is even better.
Hour without a television.
Real? How long is it?
You don't need. This is where I'm sitting.
How long is it gonna be?
2
now
hours.
You're gonna make it longer, right?
I'm gonna make it longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep talking. I get home. I just been driving for 3 hours, and I get home. I can listen to that shit.
Who was that sweetheart in the background?
That was my beautiful, lovely, wonderful sister.
How much younger is she than you?
I don't know, like a couple years.
How
old are you?
And I gotta do it
How old are you?
silent.
How old are you?
I'm 39.
She's 39.
What was she gonna watch on TV tonight? Like, what do you?
She's too dumb to realize I got earphones on. I can't even hear what she's saying. So.
What does she want to watch? Like, what's her show of choice?
What do you want to watch?
Something. I want to watch a funny movie.
She's pissed.
What is her? I want to know, what is she actually looking to watch?
She likes what is that? SVU?
I wasn't gonna put SVU on.
SVU.
That's what I was gonna put on, but I'm not gonna put it on because the kids are in here. I'm gonna put a funny, dirty movie on.
Can you even hear her?
I do, but what is STU? What is STU?
SVU.
What is that?
It's about.
So I can watch it, right?
What is that about? It's about crime.
Rape and murder.
It's a different series every week, and the Ice-T's on it.
Oh, okay. Is it? Have you watched it? Is it good?
I've seen a few.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing every single episode.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get that. Yeah, I get
cool.
that.
They got some good cameos and shit.
Hey, listen, man. If that's her thing, that's her thing.
Yeah. Hey, girl.
Yeah.
My daughter wants to say hi to the world famous Beans.
Yeah, right. I put on these glasses for you. Hi.
Hi.
Oh, this is one of the two that we're gonna have to watch out for, Jimmy. Both of them. So pretty, very pretty.
Yeah.
What's your name?
This is Ella.
Ella, you look sassy. That's awesome.
What?
I said, Ella, you look sassy as all get out. How are you?
I'm good.
What are you doing tonight?
Hanging out with my dog, my dad, my cousin, and my lame siblings.
That sounds like a fantastic evening.
Yeah, go do it.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. It's nice to meet you.
Stay away from him. Yeah. Listen. No, but you're not.
I'm going to be the one helping you bury a body because of that kid.
You're not recording. You're not recording now.
Of course I am. Yeah, it's recording. Yeah.
See, you did that bullshit last time, and you got me.
So ridiculous.
I wasn't prepared to be filmed, and I got me working around the kitchen there.
That's the best way to do it, man, is ad hoc. Did you see my your sunglasses inspired my look, but my look got screwed up because I couldn't fit my fisherman hat over. So here's my new look. If you got a look, I got a look.
This isn't my look officially. I'm working on it.
Yeah,
I'm working on it.
My look is a work in progress too. This is gonna be fun, man. I'm excited.
I have earphones on.
Then open your ear. I watch what I want? You can't hear me.
I guess. No, because they can hear it. That's the whole thing.
That's bullshit.
Yeah.
This is so much better. You need to have your family in the background for every single.
He can't hear me.
I can.
Bullshit.
No, he can't.
I heard that. My sister, I'm telling you, she has an unbelievable way of using the word cocksucker.
Oh, let me hear an example. Like, say something that'll entice it naturally out of her.
I mean, nobody's better better than my mom at using that word, but she's pretty good.
I felt that way. I felt my granddad had the best goddamn it that I've ever heard.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm having fun with you. Nobody in my family would ever use that.
Oh, she doesn't have a good cocksucker?
No, a Lang girl? Come on, man. We got too much class for that. Can you hear me? How's my
It's not bad. I I tried to cut out after the last interview. I tried to cut out all the cursing, and it lasted like about 45 seconds after the new episode.
Do we want to cut out cursing?
No. But Jackie's she's so high class that that's.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're right. Now you're right. Hold on.
It's in her 10 rules, dude.
Let me be clear.
Let me read her 10 rules to you, just so you know.
Let me be clear. She is classy. She is classy.
Of course.
But that language thing is. I've been around Jackie in the gym and things like that. So.
I know she's clearly. I bet you she's seen more cock than anybody, because people probably fucked with her and waved them in her face back in the 70s. Just to see what she was made of. I didn't get into that, but I guarantee that poor thing was probably subjected to all sorts of. She was probably subjected to a big black penis than my wife with that.
I mean, just the fact that you wonder that is fucking strange.
Well, actually, it was in an interview. I actually found it online. She said that people used to torture her with that in a locker, and I didn't get into it, but she had mentioned that previously. So I did my research. Were you impressed at all how much research I did?
No, not anymore, because I know you, and you're.
I take that shit seriously, man. I mean, I knew I was gonna love her when I was researching, but here are her 10 rules.
Man, please. You can roll around with her in your room all you want.
You're gonna probably, because you know her so well, you're gonna appreciate these 10 rules. Number 1, develop a thick skin. Don't be overly sensitive.
You're in my way.
Number 2, never let anyone see you sweat. Act like things are cool even when they aren't. Number 3, watch the swearing. Talk like a pro. Number 4, ask questions and admit when you don't know something. People love to show off and tell you how much they know. It's a great way to learn things if you just ask and listen. Number 5, sit up straight and carry yourself proudly. Bad posture gives off a signal of insecurity. Never slouch. Number 6, eye contact is imperative. Look people straight in the eye and try not to be the first to look away. Number 7, laugh sparingly. When something is funny, laugh, but avoid mindless giggling. It denotes nervousness, so she's not a Kamala Harris fan. Number 8, smile a lot. This is one of your best tools. Number 9, use good grammar and big words. It intimidates people in a positive way. And number 10, package yourself well. Always look as good as possible. It's basically her way of being Deion Sanders. If you look good, you feel good. If you feel good, you play good. If you play good, hold on. We got Mike Sawyer's coming in early tonight. Mike Sawyer, who Jimmy's nemesis.
Hey, Marie, guess who just came on? Mike Sawyer.
I like positioning him as your nemesis. Mike Sawyer's the best, man.
Fucking idiot.
Mike Sawyer's a thorn in your side. That's the money, Mike.
I have literally paid Mike to leave before. I've paid him to leave an event because I just couldn't take it anymore.
Well, right now I'd pay to have him back, because that's a.
Wait, I thought he was on. Is he on?
Mike kind of came in, but it's Mike. So I'll give you a quick story that I think is kind of funny.
But we're recording. When do we start?
We started at the very beginning. So Mike was at the gym, and I was trying to help him with something, and he was faxing something through. we were going back and forth for like an hour. He was trying to fax me something so I could buy one of these water machines from him. And I'm like, Mike, your fax never came in. He's like, what? I've sent it like 7 times. I'm like, Mike, it hasn't come through. First of all, let's start from the beginning. Is the fax machine plugged in? Yeah, it's fucking plugged in. I said, all right, so you see a light. He's like, yes. He goes, yeah, the thing comes right through. I go, is it tied into the phone line? He goes, let me check. Oh, shit. Dude, it's not plugged into the phone line. I'm like, well, that might be the issue, brother. So he was not sending me a fax through the actual phone line. He forgot that whole part of the whole phase. It took me like an hour to troubleshoot that.
Mike's a good dude. I've known Mike probably 20 years. I gotta ask him. I met him in a bank. He was working in a bank. And
I'm gonna let him tell that story when he comes on too. Mike, are you there? There you go, Mike. What's up, buddy? I see it. Unmute yourself, Sawyer, and let's fucking do this.
Jesus Christ! I hope you brought your cup.
Walk like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
I don't think Mike's heard this new intro.
You ain't shit. You not shit. I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your ass. You won't do shit.
Yeah, if a guy's a guy, a girl, I couldn't care less. I love them all. What do you make of that?
I got to leave Norm in there for a little while. You can't just give up on the guy. Mike.
Leave it.
Yo.
What's up, brother? How you doing,
man? Not too much, man. Just enjoying a slow Friday night, man.
Do you want to put on sunglasses like Jimmy and I? Because Jimmy put on the sunglasses look, and I decided, fuck it.
Yeah. No,
you look great.
Unlike you guys, I have good taste.
You're pretty. You're still prettier than us. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Shit! It's good to
Correct.
see your ugly ass face.
Hey,
beautiful.
Check me on this. Oh, by the way, how you doing? Nice to see you.
Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, Jimmy?
Good to see you, my man. Check me on this, because in my memory, we met at a bank. You were working at a bank.
You were a
True
teller.
Story, man.
Go ahead.
Herndon, Virginia.
Okay, yeah. So I go in, and I'm trying to cash this like $200 check or whatever, and I didn't have my ID. And Mike was a teller. We didn't know each other. Mike looks at me. He's like, Jimmy. He's like, what the fuck? He's like, I know who you are. You're good. I'm like, you just break the rules like that. He's like, no, man. He's like, no, man. I boxed him down at ABC, down with Dennis and all them. See, I had just left right when he came in there, so we never actually crossed paths.
Yeah.
And then after that, we've been friends ever since.
Yeah, crossed paths 100 times, 100,000 times since. Yeah, but rest in peace, Dennis Porter, man. That was the guy, if I had to point out one person that I tried the hardest to impress, aside from my own dad, it was Dennis Porter, man. May he rest in peace, man.
Was he the one that ran the gym?
Yeah, he was like the head coach, like Alexandria Boxing Club. It was at a
legendary.
Was that
club in our
rec
area. There
center.
weren't many. Yeah.
Yeah, well, shit. I mean, Shakur Stevenson is boxing out of there, to this day, man. Kay Karoma, the Olympic coach, was one of my teammates, man. I fought with that guy 12, 15 times, man. Yeah, that was a great squad, man.
Dennis, rest in peace. Great guy. I could not stand Dennis. He drove me effing crazy.
Was that the dude that Gary was talking about? His story is that guy the biggest? Is that the guy, Jimmy, or no?
No. We
Okay.
were. I mean, we were at different times. Because see, when I was there, Mike, he had a boss. When you were there, he was the boss.
Right.
So he was a different. I think he was a different personality. But goddamn, what a prick, man! He drove me
I
crazy.
mean, I saw a lot of that too, man. Don't get me wrong.
No. Like I said, I love him, but I couldn't stand it. Couldn't stand it.
Yeah, amen. Yeah, he was the head guy. Well, the rec center is actually named after, I want to say Charles Houston. Is it? There was another guy, an older guy. You remember
Fred
Antoine,
Smith?
what was that?
Fred Smith. Smith.
Yep, Fred Smith. There it is.
Shitty
Fred
Smith.
Smith.
Yep.
It was Charles Houston Recreation Center, but the gym was the Fred Smith gym. Yeah. And Dennis was under him, I want to say. And Red was there. Do you remember Antoine? Nah. Anyway.
Trainer or fighter?
Fighter.
Yeah, I remember Red. I mean, unless there's another Red, but I remember a Red there.
Yeah, Red, real. Yeah, he was. I sparred thousands of rounds with him, man.
He had an injury somewhere, like in his stomach or something. Am I right?
Yep. Gunshot. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, real good dude though, man.
What was the story behind the gunshot?
I mean, you got to realize, man, that area, it hadn't even really, definitely not when Jimmy was there. Maybe not. I mean, not when I was there, man, because I was there from 18 to probably 24, 23, 24, and it wasn't really transitioning. It wasn't really. It was projects, man. I mean, I remember going on, doing road work with Eric Aiken and Luther Smith and Kay Karoma. And, more than one time we witnessed somebody just being jumped, like, 4 or 5 people beating the shit out of, just some guy. And we'd run up and everybody'd scatter thinking we were, there to help the guy. We were just running,
That's another example, Mike, and you can second this. This was a inner city, all black gym.
Oh yeah.
And we walked in there and didn't have issue number 1.
Never.
They
fighters are fighters, man.
Fighters are fighters, and there's no better place than a boxing gym.
Ever.
If the world could run like a boxing gym, we would have no problems.
Or the military. I mean, same thing. Once you once you're in a situation of I guess adversity or violence where you have to depend on other people or you have that bond with other people.
Yeah.
Nobody gives a fuck what skin color you are, and that's the way it should be. That's why it's important to get these kids in. You don't hear that when you're talking about how you're going to get over this hump. You never hear them going, "Hey, get your kids into a gym and teach them how to grapple or teach them how to spar." That's actually where you get over it. You don't create bullies doing that. You actually get rid of bullies doing that.
You know what Fred Smith taught me? Because we used to talk about race and everything else. And about me being the only white kid and so on and so forth. Wasn't a big deal, but he said, look, I'm gonna show you a trick. If you are getting bad vibes from somebody or they're giving you trouble, you ask them to show you how to do something that endears them, puts them in your camp, and they want to see you succeed because it's something they can say they helped with.
Great trick, man.
And like I used to have guys that the only guy that didn't work with, it's funny because I'm really good friends with him now. That didn't work with Joppy. He's just like, man, I think Joppy was training for a big fight.
Joppy's a hard nut to crack, man.
But a good dude, I couldn't name you 5 guys in all the gyms and all the fighters that I would say is just a bad dude.
Yeah.
Mike, you look so fucking comfortable, dude. That's the way you roll, isn't it? You look very happy about it. Look at you.
Yeah, man. Friday, man. Work week's done, man. Just doing my thing, man. Hey,
What are you seeing? What are you seeing out of Orlando right now? Are you seeing any good? You've actually broken a couple fighters out of your gym. Mike's the proprietor, owner of a franchise UFC gym.
Yeah, my gym's a boxing gym though. For as far as competition, man, it's we have MMA instructors, and we have Platinum Mike Perry,
Alex, the Spartan Nicholson. Yeah,
yep,
two
still
UFC.
works on Monday nights, man. He runs his private coaching out of my gym, man.
His bare knuckle performance, the other week was one of the greatest performances I've seen out of a fighter. Alex is very disciplined now because he was fighting a dude. That guy is dangerous as shit. He's the leg lock
master.
And he's like benches like 700 pounds. He's like a little fucking monster. And Nicholson stayed on the outside and was so disciplined and took him out systematically. I'm now a subscriber to the bare knuckle league because that was some very entertaining. Did you watch the card?
No, just Alex's fight.
The whole card was like 8 fights. None of them went the distance. It was so fucking entertaining. These are fighters that, like Jimmy said this to me before. The best fights are not necessarily the best fighters. These are fighters that are just monsters that aren't necessarily like top of the food chain, which makes the fight so fucking interesting.
That's not what it is. It's the match. It's the matchmaker. It's the match. Okay, certain fighters, they may be at the very, very elite level, but their match so good that I mean, look at Corrales versus Castillo. Those guys were top of the line. They were just it was lightning in a bottle. You can take an A fighter, B fighter, C fighter, a D fighter. I mean, I've fought 4 rounders that were wars.
Yeah.
And
James Johnson.
And there's more. I mean, it's the match. Sometimes it's just magic between 2 guys. Sometimes it looks bad on paper, and it just something happens. It's magic. Right. That's what's so beautiful about the sport. There's always, in baseball, football, basketball, there comes a.
We lost your mic, dude. Jimmy, we lost you. Hey, Sawyer, can you hear him or no?
Nah, only you.
Man, that speaking of boring, Shakur, who trains out of that gym, gets a rap for being boring as shit.
I don't know if you heard me because my fucking sound is messed up.
No, we missed you. So I brought up.
I don't think Shakur is boring. I think he's disciplined and he fights to win.
Like,
and that's K Coroma in his ear.
Is it? Explain
it. Absolutely, man. K's a mastermind, man. K's, I think I could be wrong. I think K is the Olympic coach now.
Something like that. I heard. K's real deal, man.
Yeah, man. It sure is, man.
So he takes that much of a disciplined approach where almost like the Mayweather late in his career approach, where just outbox somebody and who gives a fuck what the fans want, right?
Well, I mean, Shakur is coachable. I mean, I don't know him well. He was well after me, but Kay was there. Dennis was there. They were there when I was there too. Dennis and ABC spanned probably 30 years, 25 at least. But what I know about Shakur is that he lives a really clean lifestyle. He's very disciplined. He loves to fight. And I know he's got an incredible coach, and he and Kay have a really close bond. So, if Kay were to say, bend your knees and bang the guy and knock him out, Shakur would do that, I'm sure, man. He's classy. He does everything well, man. He can bang if he wants to.
What do you think about Jamel? Do you think you think Shakur's gonna? I mean, Shakur's a huge favorite in this fight.
Yeah, like 10-1 or something.
Yeah,
I don't think the odds are right. Like
I don't either.
It should be. Yeah, I don't think the odds should. Well, I mean, hey, like I think the action I saw was like plus 550 for Jamel Herring, and like minus 1,100 for Shakur, and that's not right, man. I could see like maybe +4 and -8, but that the line doesn't look right to me.
No, it looks way out of whack. Way out of whack. I mean, because you can steal some rounds off Shakur, no matter how disciplined he is. You can steal some rounds off of him.
Yes.
Mike, what do you want to listen to, music-wise? What are you into these days?
Man, the last thing I played on my own was Led Zeppelin 2.
Great. I'm putting on. I went straight to AC/DC thinking that would probably be what you said. I was pretty close. I was pretty fucking close.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too fucking bad, dude. So you had a Jackie Kallen story, right?
Oh man, thank you. I'm so glad. Listen, number one, Jackie, man.
Who did you watch the interview? Did you watch?
I watched like the first 20 minutes of it. I haven't had a chance to listen to the whole thing, but
did you hear her get to the Stones where she had the Rolling Stones over for dinner?
No.
Oh,
that sounds like Jackie though.
Yeah. Go ahead, dude, with your story.
Well, number one, just thinking of Jackie makes me smile, man. She's awesome, man. So I've known Jackie, not as long or as well as Jimmy, but I met Jackie late 20s, early 30s, maybe. And I don't even remember where I met her the first time, but
I can tell you.
Where's that? Probably your undercard.
My undercard there was a press conference, and you came up and you look slick as shit, and you talk nice and everything. And she came up after. She says, "Ooh, I want to see that man in action."
She was cougering you. That could have been your girl.
Yeah.
You better have your wife
awesome.
on her P's and Q's, because Jackie's no joke. What Jackie wants,
awesome.
Jackie gets.
And then dumbass pulled out of the fucking fight.
I think he missed weight, right?
Yeah, you did make weight, you idiot.
Well, why couldn't they do a catch weight at that point? Was it? I mean, and just take 20% of the purse or whatever. But why couldn't they? How bad did you miss weight that night, Mike? 25 pounds.
If that was the first time, there was 2 times I was supposed to fight on Jimmy's undercard. 2 times.
Yes.
First time, I was just a mess, man. I'd taken all these diuretics. I was trying to make 154 pounds for the
Jesus,
fight. Yeah, which I never even should have agreed or tried to fight at that weight. 160. I weighed in for a couple of my early fights below 160, so that was reasonable. But anyway, I was.
Did you agree to go 154 because it was Jimmy's fight? Because it was Jimmy's fight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I got that.
I was a mess, man. It was coming out of both ends. I was sweating. I could barely stand up. You know what I mean? And it was I don't remember the details, but in essence,
dude, trying to get to 154, I get it. That's just not your weight. You just took it. You just took when somebody said, "Hey, can you make this weight?" You just threw out yes, and then just tortured yourself to try to get there.
I always thought I could make 154, but I never actually did it. Yeah, I remember, man, when I was playing, prep football, 17, 18 years old, I was a scholarship tailback. I was like 205, 210. So,
dude, you were a fucking running back? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was tailback, man.
Dude, I didn't know you could run.
Yep.
I'm glad glad you haven't chased me. You'd probably get me pretty quickly.
I've made some escapes when the men in blue were looking for me. I'm pretty shifty, man. But Jackie Kallen.
Yeah, go back.
So anyway, I still feel bad, for all the people that were coming to watch me fight that night. But I'm sure Jimmy picked up some fans. He won that fight. I forget who it was against. Was it against Perry? Nah.
No.
I was at that fight. I couldn't tell you who Jimmy fought, but I believe you won. And I'm gonna, just on memory, and this is my memory sucks, but I believe it was like a mid to late round knockout,
Yeah, he won
Yeah.
whatever fight it was.
like an eighth round knockout or something
But
like
then,
that.
then there was another time I was
guys are
supposed
so
to
full of
fight on
shit.
Jimmy's undercard.
I was
And
there.
it was,
I was definitely there, and I remember. Do you remember Jimmy? Because you were the one fighting.
I don't remember what fight it was.
Okay,
yeah,
it was Patriot Center. Oh yeah.
yeah, Patriot Center. Yep.
Anyway,
But
Jackie
I was
Jackie
supposed to fight
Kallen.
on another one of Jimmy's undercards, and there was some sort of noise ordinance. Something happened where I was the next guy. Like, had my gloves on, but in the locker room, warming up, doing mitt work, and they shut the whole event down.
Are you shitting me?
No, I swear to God, Jimmy, remember that shit?
Oh fuck! Like you're ready to go, and they fucking shut
exactly.
it down.
It was me and a heavyweight named Ray Grant, a big heavyweight out of Maryland, and we fought out of the same gym. And both of our fights got clipped at the end of the show. Jimmy, you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Yeah, there was something going on where the Patriot Center had to have everyone out at
they had
like a
curfew.
certain time.
Yeah.
But-
and you guys
But
got
yeah, I
blocked.
remember the guy on Facebook. I don't remember his name, but it was a guy from Michigan that I was supposed to fight, and he was like a tough man. I don't know if I forget. Anyway,
Jackie was involved with all that tough man shit too.
yeah,
She was like a main proprietor of that tough man stuff.
yeah.
So tell me other than you. By
Okay.
the way, I've seen you look smooth before. I've seen you dress up. You look great.
I don't like that shit.
You got,
Talk about Jackie.
you
What
got a
Jackie?
good face. All that other shit is a side issue,
Okay.
So fast forward, shit, I don't know, 12, 15 years. So I'm gonna land the plane quickly, but there's so many funny.
No, dude,
Just-
take all the time you
Dude.
need to tell the story right. Do not be
This
rushed.
is epic. So
Okay.
I'm living in Winter Springs. I own the UFC gym. It had probably been, I don't know, 5-6 months. I wasn't really sure whether I was ever going to fight again.
Can you please?
Anyway, I had this.
This is about the time you and I started hanging out
What is it?
Yeah,
in
probably.
Orlando. Yeah.
Yeah, in Orlando.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, a little bit after that. You might have already been gone. I can tell
No,
you.
no,
the
no.
date.
I was there while you were at the UFC gym for a while. So as
true.
soon as you landed, I caught up with you.
True. Yeah. Well, I don't know when this fight
Good.
falls in.
But
I don't know
go
where
ahead.
this
You really
fight.
try it?
Um, I think 2017, but I don't remember when.
Try it.
Okay.
So, anyway, long story short, I'm sitting on my couch. I'm living in this apartment, and the night before, this hot little Colombian number had come over, and we had a good time. We're going out for
What
some
was
drinks.
his name?
She stayed over. Her name doesn't matter, man. But I'm sitting on the couch next to her, and my phone rings, and it's AJ Rivera, who is he was a prolific amateur. He never turned pro, but his dad is Jose Antonio Rivera, John Scully's first world champion at junior middleweight.
Yep.
Fought
Absolutely.
everybody back then. I watched it. Anyway, so I know the two of them, and
Was that the first one Scully managed to championship level?
He was Scully's first world champion. Yep.
Oh shit. Okay. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, continue. But probably
Hell of a fighter, even better guy. Good as gold. The Rivera family up there in Worcester, Massachusetts. Good as gold, man. They really take care of people, man. They're just good people, man.
Probably his defense was off the hook because he was a Scully guy, right?
Man, he was a banger, man.
Oh shit! So he didn't listen to Scully at all. Okay, I got you.
He didn't have the same style as Scully. If that's what
I
you're
got you.
asking.
I got yeah.
He fought Teddy
He
Reed.
did everything well, man. He's 154-pound champion. Anyway,
Okay.
back to the story. So AJ calls me up, and I pick up the phone, and it's a completely random call. It's at 10:30 in the morning. I'm sitting on the couch watching TV with this girl, and AJ's like, "Hey, Mike, are you in shape? I got a really good fight for you, a real winnable fight. And he starts talking. I'm like, not man, I'm not in shape, AJ, man. But what's the money looking like? Who's the guy? Let me get the details.
Yeah.
I still get calls like that once in a while, and I always want to know who the guy is. I mean,
Yeah, of
can't help
course.
myself, right? Anyway, so he's like, oh, this guy. And the guy's name, I had to look it up tonight for this interview. Cruiserweight named Brian Daniels. I think he's like 8-2 now. He had a ton of amateur fights, and AJ's giving me the whole, he's not really that good. He hasn't fought anybody. This is a fight. You land some shots, you can beat him. He's not dangerous. He can't punch. And, of course, the fight's at cruiserweight. And I'm like, dude, I'm not a cruiserweight. Come on, man.
Where would you be Where would you be fighting right now comfortably? Light heavyweight? Light heavyweight?
If I was really trying to compete, yeah, light heavyweight.
Light heavyweight, yeah.
I took fights at cruiserweight, but again, I'll get into
You'd
that.
be suffering. Go ahead. Yeah.
So AJ's like, listen, man, this guy's not that good. He doesn't punch that hard. None of these things are true, by the way.
Of course. That's how they sucker you into a fucking bloodbath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm making all these excuses. No, I'm not really in shape. I haven't been working out. Man, I'm only 185 pounds. I'm not fighting this guy at 200 pounds. Anyway, so I'm saying all this shit. And suddenly I become self-aware.
Yeah.
All of a sudden I realized this gorgeous broad who I, had over the night before, I'm sounding like a real pussy. You know what I mean? In front of this, I'm making all these excuses. And one of the only things she knows about me is
she's Latina, so machismo is huge. So you got to, in the Latin community. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I sort of forgot about her, while I'm in this conversation. Anyway,
you were going full bitch, and all of a sudden you said, I can't be a bitch, right? Basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I look at her, suddenly realizing I just like, all right, how do I fix this right away? I'm like, how can I fix this? He's offering me $1,800. If I smack him in the ass, smack him in the mouth with a $4,000 purse, there's no way he's going to more than double the purse.
Yeah.
I get to look cool in front of this girl, and I don't have to fight this giant.
Great fucking move. Great move.
So I'm like, hey, you know what, AJ? We're talking in circles here. You make it $4,000. I'll come up there and try to knock your guy out. How about that? $4,000. I'll come up there and try to beat this guy out. So he's like, oh, Mike, man, that's more than double the purse. I don't think the money's there, but I'll try, whatever.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Exactly. When keeping it real goes wrong.
Yeah.
So I hang up the phone and I'm like, all right, I got to sound like I'm, large and in charge, and I'm, in front of this girl, but at the same time, there's no way AJ's calling back.
Did you bang her again after that phone call? Yes, that's a yes. Okay, go ahead. Yeah, okay.
It's the short answer.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm sitting there, I'll relax. Let's get some mimosas. Why don't you run to the liquor store? Blah blah blah. And 5 minutes later, I look down, my phone's ringing again. It's AJ Rivera.
Shit.
I'm like, motherfucker, are you fucking kidding? Holy shit. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? AJ's like, Mike, I got your money. Can you be on a flight at 1:30? I'm like, oh my God. Because this was literally Thursday. The fight was Saturday night.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Massachusetts.
So they were setting you up to be the fall guy straight.
Oh, yeah.
They're basically paying you to get fucked up. I love that, though. That's smart.
Yeah. But you always do your job. You always
of course.
Fight, I mean, the way it works is you got to earn your money. I'm not saying that, I mean, there's been a number of fights where I haven't necessarily fought to the death, but, you always earn your money. That's, it's for the fans. People pay good money for a fight. So, you try to knock the guy out for a couple rounds. If you're getting your wig split, you're just getting your ass kicked. Take a good shot and you know what I mean. Find a soft spot, you know. But,
And sometimes I've seen you win. I've seen you win those fights.
I've won fights I'm not supposed to
and
win.
it probably pissed people off so bad when you did that.
Yep.
Too.
Yep.
That has to feel amazing.
Yeah.
Go ahead with the Jackie Kallen. I apologize. We have so much to talk about with you, by the way, but this is a Jackie Kallen story. So
yeah, so I get up there, Jose himself. I mean, how many people can say Jose Rivera picks him up from the airport? I stayed at Jose and Jose's crib, spare bedroom. Great guy, man, just great guy. So we get the weigh-ins or whatever, and I'm looking around and I don't have a picture of this guy. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know anything about him. So they call me. Well, first of all, I gotta weigh 200 pounds, right? So I go to a Mexican restaurant. I eat like a whole thing of nachos. I have a gigantic.
You were weighing what, 185 at this point?
I was below one. I was probably 182, 183.
Jesus, you had to put on like fucking 18 pounds?
Yeah. So I go and eat this gigantic.
In how many days?
I flew up there on Thursday. The weigh-in was Friday night. Fought on Saturday.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. You had to put on 18 pounds in a day?
You're missing part of the story.
Go ahead.
So anyway, fly up there, crash at Jose's. Next day, it's like, how am I going to get, 15, 20 pounds on me? First of all, you can win at Timberland boots, a belt buckle, a sweatshirt, jeans, your pockets full of change. So there's all that. That's, 7, 8 pounds right there. But number two, I had a huge breakfast and I had like a nachos and then a huge bowl of Mexican soup, which is just all sodium. You know what I mean? So I go to the weigh-ins, they call me up. I got a sweatshirt on, belt buckle, blue jeans, Timberland boots, you know what I mean? And wallet, cell phone, So I weighed in at like 200 pounds and a quarter or something like that. So they call this guy's name was Brian Davis. I had to look it up. I forgot the guy's name. But side note, he had about 80 amateur fights. He fought all over. Angel set it off Gonzalez, undefeated bantamweight that fights out of my gym in Florida now. He's from Hartford. He knows Brian. So he had a ton of amateur fights. Anyway, they call him and he stands up and then he keeps standing up and then he keeps standing up and the guy's like 6'3". I tell people I'm 5'9". The truth is I'm like 5'8" and 3/4.
Okay.
So this guy's sucked out. His face is drawn in. He's got like, he weighs in like underwear.
So basically he literally had to emaciate himself to hit 200.
Yeah.
And you literally had to lie your fucking tits off to get there.
Exactly.
Oh.
So we get in the ring. He's probably 25, 30 pounds more than me. But, I digress. Jackie Kallen's there. And I had to look up her fighter too. Real nice fighter, man. Michael, something like that. I forget how to pronounce it.
Yes, I think she's still managing McQuall.
Yeah, I think she does.
Still managing, I
just looked him up. He's like 17-0 or something.
Yeah, no, she's still managing McQuall. Yeah, and I'm gonna research him. Nice
fighter, very well rounded. He also made a real good impression on me. Just chopping it up with him at the weigh-in after the fight and stuff. So anyway,
I couldn't imagine her managing anybody that wasn't
a jerk
cordial. Yeah, she would never do that. She wouldn't waste
except
her
for Jimmy. I think she's got a pretty clean
lineup.
Clean
She made. Listen, if she likes YouTube people, she's got great taste. You guys are both beautiful. I'd love to throw you under the bus, but truly, you guys are two of the best people I know.
I appreciate that.
Behind closed doors, I'll tell you you're cocksuckers, but publicly, you guys are amazing people.
The official stories were good. Appreciate that. So I'm talking to Jackie, at the weigh-ins. Every time I see her, it's just she's so pleasant. And we had a good 10, 15-minute conversation there at the weigh-ins, and just catching up. I hadn't seen her for a couple of years, And anyway, so we wish each other good luck. I wish our fighter good luck or whatever. And at no point when I talked to her was like after she saw me weigh in and saw the guy that I'm fighting, so on and so forth. We're just going in different directions. It was at a bar somewhere in Worcester, Massachusetts. Anyway, so I get to the ring, and by the way, good old Scully was there. I forget who worked my corner. I had a good corner though. Jose had set me up with. Anyway, so
go back. What makes a good corner, by the way? Like,
well, I mean,
both you guys.
Whether you know the fighter or not, you can just look at a guy's shape, and you know what I mean. Just warming up with them, you get a good idea.
Good corner. Like, what makes your good corner? I mean, a cut man obviously is a skilled person.
Yeah, you got a skilled person, somebody that knows boxing, somebody that can hold mitts from you. I mean, Jimmy, wouldn't you say that you would recognize a capable corner after a 5-minute conversation?
I think the one word that we're missing is experience.
Right.
But why? Why is experience? Why not? Why is experience? I want to know what makes a good corner. Obviously, cutman's a whole different thing. That's absolutely crucial.
Do you want a guy helping you out who it's his first time and he's shitting his pants and he's nervous and he doesn't know what?
Who the fuck's gonna shit there? But what if it's somebody who's in there that just can hype like a Flavor Flav?
I got 47 fights in the ring as a fighter.
Don't you have 50?
I've worked something like that.
You have 50.
I thought it was 49, but I don't know. I've worked one corner of an amateur bout.
Yeah.
And it's extremely nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So it's not the same.
Not the same thing.
It's very. You think it's easy, and you're just talk to your fighter. No, you got a minute. You got like 50 seconds to do everything, and it has to be a routine. And when you're new, you don't really have a routine, and like I said, experience is huge. That calming effect.
So you have to be calming. You have to be concise. You have to be, I would imagine, other than you have to be positive, but you also have to know boxing. So you just have to have a pretty good demeanor. But why does that
experience? I mean, here's the thing. This is one of those little. This is one of the little like secret society of boxing. Any show you go to, be it a club show, be it Madison Square Garden, in anywhere, anything in between, there's always guys, experienced trainers, cut men, guys that can work corners, looking to pick up a buck, or if they know you and they like you, they don't even want anything, but you still take care of them for helping you out anyway. Every fight, Jimmy, am I wrong?
Absolutely. You got, that's how guys get good, is they're not with anybody in particular. They're just available for anybody. Maybe your guy didn't show up, or maybe you don't have a guy or whatever, and they'll pick up a fight, or maybe even 2-3 fights on a card.
Yeah.
And, fight after fight. And you see these guys that have worked 10,000 fights, 5,000 fights. That's because they live it. They go to every card that they can go to.
They're always welcome.
They're networking.
They're always welcome.
Right. They're networking. They know how to act. They know, they know what they're doing. They have a reputation. And hey, man, in a pinch, that's who you get.
Yep. And the promoter knows all guys, of course, and they'll just ask.
It took me a while to figure out the proper fucking button, but yeah. The famous corner work there. Did you hear that, Mike? Did that come through?
Again? Yeah. You're blowing it, son.
And my favorite's Goosen, Sawyer. Goosen in the corner of Corrales.
Yeah, what'd he say?
Just to kill you. You got to get in on him now, Diego. You better fucking get in on him now. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Just no emotion.
You're blowing it, kid. You're blowing it.
Blowing a kid, you're blowing. But see, I don't consider. As a layperson, I always consider the corner work to not be that important. So
Oh,
it
man,
is important.
I mean, absolutely it's important.
Well, I mean, I mean,
Critical, man.
yeah, but critical. What? How so, Mike? How is it? How did it help you in the Jimmy fight with your corner?
A corner can win a fight.
Jimmy,
A
you
corner
didn't. Jimmy, you didn't let him answer that. Did you hear what I said? I said, Jimmy. I said, Mike. How did the corner help you in the Jimmy fight?
My corner for that fight was my 5-year-old son.
Man, well, my two best fights were with Jimmy, and the two fights that I feel like I performed the best were Jimmy and ironically a guy named man. I'm always leaning on Jimmy for names.
Wait, what was the question?
My two best fights. Remember when I fought the guy in the Cayman Islands? The Caribbean.
You were riding the scooter? The scooter fight?
Nah, that was Bahamas.
Okay.
No, I know who you're talking about. He was a good fighter, man.
Actually, no, that was your best fight, Mike. That was when you went to the body a lot. You actually won that fight. I watched that fight. I was like, holy shit, Mike can fight. You actually, when I say Mike can fight, you actually destroyed the body and won that fight.
I busted him up.
Dude, that was a fucking great performance. I was like, holy shit, that's a good performance.
Man, I wish I could get a tape of that, man. I thought I won that fight.
It was you did win that fight, didn't you? No.
I lost a majority decision in his hometown.
That was some bullshit.
So I won, you know. I could have knocked him out. They would have called it a draw.
Yep.
But so back to Jackie Kallen. Anyway,
okay,
John
Jack
Scully was in the corner for both those fights.
Does Scully know Jackie Kallen?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you. Okay.
Well, Scully wasn't in my corner for this fight in Massachusetts, by the way. So anyway, the corner makes all the difference in the world. I mean, ideally it's your trainer, but you know what I mean? Because he knows you well, but it can be somebody else that just knows how to work the corner, knows the fight game, and knows you know. Yeah. But so Jackie, so I get so first of all, you know that song by Tom Jones, it's not unusual to be loved by anyone.
Oh, of course. So, yeah.
By the time the Carlton, you know,
of course.
By the time that I sort of digested that I was fighting a giant, I was like, you know what? Let's make this memorable. So my come out music was Tom Jones for that fight. And I danced the Carlton all the way into the ring.
Are you decent at the Carlton?
Carlton's not a hard dance, man. I tell you what, it gets the people going though. And I came out to that shit. The first reaction was like, who in the hell is coming out to this for a professional boxing match? Everyone's looking around like fucking mystified.
Why the fuck didn't you make that your song from then on forward? Because I went and saw you in Orlando. You won that fight. And you did not come out to the Carlton. Why didn't that become your signature?
No, I came out to Superfly for the song, for the fight that you saw.
Yeah, you did. But you should have come out to the Carlton from here to eternity.
Yeah, agree. So I come out to the Carlton, and the first look on everyone's face is like, what the fuck are we listening to? Like, and then I come bouncing out, like dancing the Carlton with this goofy ass but dead serious look on my face.
Yes.
You know, and I'm really into it. But ask John about this. I'm really into it. It's like this huge, exaggerated Carlton dance. And I mean to tell you, we were fighting at the Palladium in Worcester.
Why the fuck didn't anyone videotape this? I mean, this is an era where this isn't back in the BlackBerry era. This is recent. Nobody fucking caught that on film.
I really wish they had. Really wish they had.
What did you come out to with Jimmy? When you fought Jimmy, what did you come out to?
Oh God, I don't even remember.
I don't think we had interest songs that night.
Are you serious? What type of you didn't care, you cared that little about the crowd? Neither of you put on fucking entrance music?
No,
Here you go.
No,
Chuck.
I think I asked for one song and they played something different. So I
Mike?
come pumping out to Tom Jones. It's not unusual. The crowd immediately loses its fucking mind. There's like 3,000 Puerto Ricans in the crowd dancing the Carlton with me. So the place is going ape shit. So I get up in the ring and do the Carlton for a second, and then I sort of start bouncing around the ring, just feeling the ropes and stuff. And I see this, pretty blonde on the ring, and suddenly recognize it's Jackie, and Jackie's yelling like, "Hey, Mike, Mike, Mike!" So I walk over, to Jackie, and I'm like, "Yeah, Jackie, what's up?" And Jackie says these exact words: "Mike, don't do anything stupid."
But by the way, that woman does not look her age. I mean,
No, she's still gorgeous.
Yeah,
So she literally says
yeah.
that to me, like, "Mike, don't do anything stupid."
She's 78. She could troll for 18-year-olds all day. You know it could happen.
Cool. So anyway,
so did you know who she was? Of course, right?
So we were just talking at the weigh-in. Yeah.
So your final advice, and that's pretty good advice. Did you do anything?
Yeah, what she meant was, don't die on your sword. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is huge and he can fight, and don't do anything stupid. Meant if you get hit with a good shot, stay down.
Dude, if I'm in your corner, you know what I'm saying to you? I'm saying first round, blast him in the nuts 3 times until the point where the ref says you're going to be disqualified, and then go for the win. So I'm going tactical on you. That's where I think I'd be a good corner guy. I'd be like, look, he's way better than you. You got to go dirty. Blast him in the nuts. Blast him in the nuts. Blast him in the nuts. When the ref tells you it's over, then try to go to the body.
That's Pepe Correa for you.
That's the way you got to win. You got to fucking win. You ain't going in there to lose. You're going in there to fucking win. I feel like I'd be a pretty good corner guy because there's no dive. There's no losing. You get in there and you fucking win. And if all else fails, put in the John Scully turtle and just put in the turtle defense until he gets.
Yeah, we got our long arms to do that, which I don't have.
Oh, is that the key? Scully has long ass arms.
Yeah, he's got long arms, man.
Oh shit. Yeah.
So anyway, the funny thing is, this guy was on me like stink on shit from the opening bell, and I almost knocked him out. And I'll share you the video. Ask me for it tomorrow. I threw the Hail Mary of left hooks, landed it right on this guy's fucking button. You watch his eyes roll in the back of his head, daggers back.
Jimmy's family's fighting in the background.
Nice.
Actually, Jimmy, if they get in a fist fight, you gotta move the camera there.
I didn't even hear him. Quiet, please. So quiet.
Nice.
He goes, I didn't even go ahead. You threw the left hook of all left hook.
Yeah, landed right on the button. His eyes rolled back in his head, and you actually, if you watch the video closely, you can see me say, "Oh shit!" Like I was shocked that I had landed this Hail Mary punch. Anyway, I tried to finish him off unsuccessfully, and played my role, took a couple big shots, and found a soft spot to lay down. I probably could have gotten up, but who knows?
Right.
You know what? Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I mean, Mike is a hard puncher. I mean, I've heard that Mike is a hard puncher. Right?
Mike, when you were early in your career, right? Like before,
Yeah.
you're like right now, you're experienced late in the career, you know the role, but early in the career, were you angry? Were you pissed off when you got into boxing? Like, what brought you into boxing?
I mean, I just like
You just like to fucking fight, right? You just like to fight.
And the thing is, and I know Jimmy will back me up on this. Sorry, I gotta.
Oh shit! My question rose a sleeping dragon from his casual lumber. He's feisty though.
So anyway, what I was gonna say is it was never about getting angry for me. I mean, were there guys I didn't like? Were there guys that tried to punk me at the weigh-ins? And did I hit a guy low? Did I step on a guy's foot? Headbutt a guy? You know what I mean? Yeah, I did all that shit, but it was never really any animosity. You know what I'm saying? Like it was never an anger thing. It was just like, yo, I like to fight. Here's a way I can fight and, not get in trouble and get really good at it. And yeah, that's all it was for me, man.
You just wanted a better way to beat people's asses.
Yeah. Plus, man, boxing is just smooth, man. This is why I like boxing so much more than MMA. I like MMA too, but you can look really cool and slick, and you know what I mean?
Right,
like
you're right.
Pop shot, and use your head movement and dance, and you know what I mean? Like boxing is just cool, man. It's the coolest sport ever, man.
You're right. MMA is a different art. Like once you hit the ground, you're basically on the ground with another dude. I mean, it's tough to look cool at that point. Yep. You're right. With boxing, yeah, I get that.
What's a more brutal sport, Mike?
MMA is probably more brutal.
I mean, they're brutal in different ways, man. These MMA guys aren't. I think the repetitious head going back
is worse on boxing. You're right.
Happens a lot more in boxing. There's a lot more boxers that are punchy than MMA fighters. But brutal. I mean, there's less rules in MMA. You know what I mean? It's like a cockfight, man. Especially this game bred shit that Alex Nicholson is doing. This bare knuckle MMA. Are you shitting me?
I'm really.
That's just a fight.
I'm talking about the damage, the head trauma and things like that. I've always felt that the fact that MMA uses those real thin gloves, I thought that makes it a little less brutal because the gloves we're wearing, a 10-ounce pair of gloves, is just enough padding to keep you on your feet,
Yeah.
And you're not going to get hurt like you are with a bare fist in MMA. That ends it. That puts you out of your misery. In boxing, you see guys hang in there well past the point where they should, and they're able to because you're dealing with different gloves, different rules, and everything else.
I mean, I definitely see where you're going with that.
It's like a this terrible car crash, as opposed to an instant death to a slow death.
Yeah.
It's almost like you suffocate.
Yeah. Yeah, I see where you're going with it, and I don't think that can be disputed, man. 100%. I think boxing is probably more brutal. Plus if you get choked out, I mean, how much damage does that really do? You know what I mean? If you tap out, how much damage does that really do? Yep.
Well, I mean, you get this false sense. It's like with the headgears. You think that the headgear protects you. The only thing a headgear
protect your
does,
head, not your face.
No, but the only thing a headgear does is it protects you from cuts, things like that, before a fight, and while you're training. But you still got your brain bouncing off the skull, doing the damage. That's where Ali had most of his damage done, because he thought he was getting in shape, to go into this war. He was just taking punishment after punishment by 2, 3, 4 sparring partners, heavyweight pros. That bounces your brain off your skull.
Yeah.
The big difference I've seen in Mike, you can probably attest to this, is boxers tend to be punched in the head more and have more head trauma. The MMA people have joint issues, back issues, and neck issues. It's just sort of a different level of boxers get the head. The fucking every jujitsu person I know is all fucked up because as soon as you go manly with jujitsu, as soon as you try not to tap, yeah, that's really cute for a while. And then fast forward till you're older and it's not quite so cute anymore.
Hey guys, I gotta run.
Go run, man. Thank you for joining.
I gotta run. Yeah, man, miss you guys. God bless you. Great catching up. And yeah, we'll do it again, man.
Mike, when are you gonna come down for dinner, man? Bring that family.
Tampa.
Tampa, bro. Come down.
Yeah, I need to.
I'm gonna be down in Naples next year.
Hey Jimmy, I'm gonna be up in Culpeper for Thanksgiving, man. So let's grab a drink. We'll make it happen this time.
For the audience listening, Culpeper's a real place. It's not a joke.
All right, guys.
I love you, brother. Have a good day.
Yeah, love y'all, man.
I love that fucking dude.
Do I sound like that?
I mean, I gotta tell you, his recall is fantastic. I mean, he remembers names better than I ever have. I've been terrible at that. Actually, every boxer and pretty much every human I know remembers names better than I do, but he remembers the gyms and everything. He's doing well, but how honest is he about his role in fighting? Oh, it's so beautiful.
You're there.
You don't hear that shit coming from people. Mike has no lie in him ever.
No, he's got a lot of bullshit with him, but he's but no, there's no reason to lie. That's what he was a journeyman.
Do you have Instagram?
What is this?
This is Kid Austin preparing to go for a title. You have Instagram or no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh shit. I don't blame you. I mean, it's all horse shit, all that stuff. But yeah, he's live, getting ready to go for a title. Did you see the article where he called himself the best fighter ever, and he's been doing it since he was a kid, like in the gym?
That's typical. Everybody thinks they're the best fighter ever. That's a shocking type of a thing.
Did you ever feel that way? Did you ever feel you were going to be the best ever?
Fuck no.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's very typical. I think this kid actually, I think he grew up in a gym, and I think he believes it. I think he believes it.
You're right. It's not typical to believe, but it's typical to say. A lot of people say it and don't believe it.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been saying it since he was like 3 years old. He's like, I'm going to be the best fighter ever. I am the best fighter ever. And it's going to be interesting to watch that journey because, you know, the secret, right? You know, if you believe it, it becomes. Let's see what happens with that, right?
Yep.
Let's see if that becomes, I mean, there's a lot.
I wish him luck.
This is a world where you cannot, you can't fake it for very long. I mean, I'm wondering.
I mean, we need some superstars, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
he's a lightweight, you say?
Yeah, he's fighting right around that 130, and he can bounce up or bounce down. You know,
it's tough to be the savior of boxing at lightweight.
Well, I think he's going to bounce into the Teofimo Lopez very quickly. Weight class, and that weight class, I think he's going to win that championship at lightweight. I think he is, and I think then it's going to be, you know, natural just to move up and see what happens because nobody stays at lightweight. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares about the super flyweights, and for some reason that division to me mesmerizes me. I love watching those fights. That's not necessarily the case for the audience. The audience seems to like the heavyweights, you know, or anything below welterweight, and people sort of go to sleep. But
yeah. So,
what are you doing this weekend, man?
Nothing, man. Gonna do some Halloween stuff with the kids. That's just about it.
What are the kids going to be for Halloween?
The
Right.
boy's gonna be the Terminator. I don't know what Ella's gonna be. I don't know what the older three. I mean, the older three don't dress up. You know.
He's going to be the term. You got to send me a picture of that. That's freaking
Yeah.
awesome.
He's
You-
obsessed with Arnold.
I mean, how could you not be? I mean,
You know what he says to me today?
what?
He gets in the car. He says, "Dad, put on some Tupac." Like, what do you know about Tupac? Oh man, he's good. Got this song called "Changes." I really like it. So my boys getting into Tupac.
I mean, do you know the story of Tupac's family?
No.
They were on America's Most Wanted. They were on the FBI list. They were
Really?
for killing cops during an armed robbery.
Wow.
So Tupac was born in Baltimore, and his parents were militants. And during a armed robbery, a armed guard was killed during that. Tupac's parents were involved in that. So Tupac's parents were. They always talk about Tupac was middle class. I mean, but no, I mean, yeah, his parents were on that top 10 most wanted list by the FBI for a while. And have you ever heard "Hit 'Em Up"?
Yes, Winky. The only reason I know this is Winky Wright used that as a walkout for I think Trinidad.
It's probably the rawest. It's the most disrespectful song ever written. And everybody on this song, like literally every single person on this song except one person, is now dead.
Oh, this might not be the one that Winky Wright used. This don't sound familiar.
Well, it'll sound more familiar. This is Tupac. What do you think of the Tio Fimo videos I sent earlier on with him with the mountain? What the fuck's the guy's name? The mountain, not the mountain. What's that big motherfucker's name from Game of Thrones?
Yeah, Momoa.
I mean, he's a big motherfucker. Did you see that dude blasting Tio in the stomach?
I really like Tio. No, I didn't see that.
I'm a big fan of him. I follow him.
Is that guy as big as he's supposed to be?
Oh yeah, he's that fucking big.
Big.
He's that fucking big. I mean, look at the video. I mean, he's next to Tio. Tio looks like a child, and this guy just.
That's stupid. He shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be doing that. That's really foolish.
He blasts him back. I mean, that's the shit that's happening in that gym. He shouldn't be doing it, but he did. That have you ever watched? You're not on Instagram, but if you followed Tio training, it's funny. Like he fucks around. Like he has fun in that gym, and that's why he is who he is. He has a blast in there.
He made a fan out of me just by the way he stuck to his game plan with Loma.
One of the most disciplined performances I've ever seen.
I loved it.
The Usyk performance was disciplined. The Tio Fimo performance was disciplined. I mean, you sticking to that game plan, and I don't. They should mic these cornermen better. You guys are talking about how important they are. Boxing should have these people mic'd up so that I've been watching boxing my whole life. I always felt like I could step in and be a good cornerman. You know what I mean? That's how little they showcase how important they are. But they should mic them up for real. They should. Oh yeah, I got you. So this goes back way.
Most of the time it's all the way from the gym. I mean, you may have somebody step in if you need a replacement, but usually it's your trainer and it's the guy you live with.
Got you. So it's a different bond. It's not just on the fly. What do you think? What do you think would happen if they just switched up your corner at the last second to a fighter? If that was like part of the game, you just threw in random people. What do you think would happen if they threw in stand-up comedians as cornermen?
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm serious. Like, what do you think? What do you think would happen? How fucking funny would it be? Would it be make the fighter looser? Would it fuck with the fighter?
No, it would bother a lot of guys, and some guys wouldn't give a shit. They're just in there to kill anyway.
How would you handle if Bill Burr were well, Bill Burr is probably pretty too motivational. Let's say Dave Chappelle just stepped into your corner during a big fight. What would that do?
All right, white boy, get that nigga.
Yeah, right. He starts fucking with you in the corner. I think Chappelle would be a great corner man, to be quite. Actually, Chappelle's so good at everything. That's probably not.
He's a big fight fan.
Yeah, he is. He shows up at all of them. And quite frankly, he's way too talented. He'd probably step in and be the best corner man in history just because he's so good at that. Burr would be too. Of course, Rogan would be too. He knows that world. You got to find like a lower grade comedian that's just a clown and just throw him in the corner and see what would happen. Actually, it'd probably fuck up your opponent more than you. If the opponent.
I think this episode has just jumped the shark.
Hey, listen, you got to freestyle a little bit. See what'll happen. We might have come up with a brand new concept. All right, brother. I'm gonna let you go. Go spend time with your family. I love you, man. It's 10 o'clock. Enjoy it. Have a good time. I think this was a great episode. Anytime you get Money Mike Sawyer talking about throwing down fights and laying down gently at the right time, that's amazing.
I was just getting comfortable. I didn't know you were gonna cut me off.
Oh, dude, I'll stay here all night. I don't give a fuck.
Get out of here.
All right, brother.
Enjoy your night, brother.
All right.